Jesus, I know the season didn't end like you guys wanted it to, but I think it's still a very positive season looking back. What are some of your takeaways from this year?
Yeah, obviously the team's upset for the way that we got eliminated, but obviously we'll take the down moments in the season to reflect for next season and come back stronger and fight for our goals.
A really impressive individual season from you, of course, tying the FC Dallas record. What does that and this year mean to you?
No, it means a lot. It means that I'm growing as a soccer player. Obviously, it helped a lot to have people around me this year that would push me to my limits and believe in me. And so obviously starting with the coaching staff and teammates that believed in me that I can be a 9 that can score and help the team win games and be a different player than the years before. And so it was an exciting year to have the fans behind us every game. You can really tell the difference between previous seasons, and so we're excited that the fans are starting to come out and support us more, and that the team is using that to our advantage.
Nico's first season as coach, it seems like he's really instilled a really positive environment in the locker room. What's your take on Nico and how he's built this group up?
Yeah, obviously Nico came in and did a great job this season, as y'all can see. But no, we're excited for the next season. Obviously, he's a coach that cares about each player and knows what each player can bring to the table, and so we're excited to see what he has in store for us for next year. And we know that anything that he sets for us obviously comes from a good heart, and we're excited to see what the next season brings.
Paul, I know the season didn't end like you guys wanted it to, but looking back, I think it was a very positive year in a lot of ways. What are some of your takeaways from the season?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, really disappointed with, kind of falling out of the playoffs earlier than we expected and wanted to. But overall, I think collectively as a group and just speaking on being here for my first year, I know the club has made a lot of progress from where it was 1 year ago, and that's something that's really good, from a player standpoint as well as kind of all the other people involved. And I think it kind of left us with this hunger to come back next year even stronger. We have a really good core group of players, and I think really young group that has a lot of potential to grow, and I'm excited to use all that type of energy and obviously the disappointment that we currently have to go into next year and go full throttle.
First year in Dallas, and also statistically your best season. What are some of your takeaways from your season personally?
Yeah, I think obviously I would have loved to finish off with a little more collectively as a team, like we were just talking about in the playoffs. But from an individual standpoint, really happy with obviously making a big leap in my career and having a year that has definitely been the best year of my career from an individual standpoint. But again, I think for me now that it's over, that doesn't really matter too much unless I can do it again next year, which is obviously my plan and what I'm going to be focused on doing in the next coming months and be ready to go and have an even better year next year.
This was also Nico's first year here, and it seems like he's instilled a really positive environment within the locker room and just around the club in general. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think Nico's an amazing coach. Obviously, young, his first year as a head coach here. I think it's great. I think from the beginning, he was able to get a couple key pieces that he felt would really help the group and kind of solidify the group, which he did. And I think throughout the year we really showed improvement and showed that we're a team that teams need to be worried about. People shouldn't want to come here to play against us at home and we played away. We had amazing results away as well. So I think we really showed collectively as a club that we're headed in the right direction and that we're a team to look out for in the future.
The season didn't end like you guys wanted it to, but a really strong run nonetheless. When you look back at this year, what are some of the first thoughts that come to your mind?
It's only been 3 days for me, and I'm still trying to, collect and process the end of the season compared to the difference between last year and this year and all the above. And might take a little bit more time for me to answer that question because I think still being only 3 days out and feeling like we came up short a little bit. The vibe is still like we could have done more. So I think in a few more weeks, when I can calm down and reflect and really think about the season, it might be better to answer that question.
Under Nico for this first year, how has he built the chemistry within this group? It seems like this year has always been really positive in the locker room and on the field.
Yeah, no, the group of guys in the locker room is incredible. Nico did a tremendous job bringing guys in that really fit, and not only on the field but off the field. Everybody is hanging out with each other off the field. We're all going to team dinners, doing team barbecues, paellas. So the camaraderie is there for sure, and I love this group of guys, and I'm really happy to share this year with them and continue to play with these guys, because I know that we can do more and achieve more.
Looking at your season individually, back in the middle, lots of minutes, lots of starts. How do you feel like you performed this year?
Okay, yeah. Like I said earlier, just frustrated with how the season ended. I think especially for me, not being able to be 100% in the last two games was frustrating, considering those were the most important games and must win. So to kind of try to get myself back as soon as possible for the Austin game, and then go into that game, and just frustrating. But overall, after a couple weeks, I'll look back and probably be happy with the work I put in this season. But it's going to be a long off season, and I'm ready to it's only day 3, but I'm ready to get back to work already.
Well, you mentioned that looking ahead to next season, really positive this year in a lot of ways, except for the very end, of course, like you said. Do you feel like going into next year, we laid some really good groundwork this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's a year to build upon. To turn the way we performed in the season before to last season, it's a big difference, and hopefully we can have a bigger difference next year and keep going in the right direction. But it's definitely something to build upon, and not only just the points finishing third, but first playoff win at home in a long time, and a lot of good soccer was being played as well. So it's fun to be on the field with guys playing like that and to be a part of something like that. So it's definitely a year to build upon, but obviously next year we want more.
Sebastian, I know the season didn't end like you wanted, but looking back at the latter half of the year with Dallas, what are some of your takeaways?
Oh man, I have a lot. This place has been amazing to me, amazing to my family, and in such a short amount of time, it's it's definitely impacted me, and I'm just looking forward to continuing this journey here, and I was definitely grateful for the opportunity, and unfortunately it didn't end the way we all wanted it to, but I think there's a lot of positive takeaways.
You worked with Nico before, the national team, but what's it been like working with him day to day?
It's been it's been different. Obviously I do know we've had many conversations with the national team and stuff, but seeing him in a different position, obviously as a head coach, it's a different just a different way of working together. So I thought it was very exciting, of getting that opportunity to for him to kind of have me as his player, and then me having him as a head coach it's different than having him as an assistant. You know what I mean? So it was a very, very good experience.
From our perspective on social, it seems like the fans have really taken to you in a quick way. What's it been like just moving so quickly to Dallas and meeting them?
It's surreal, man. Just like everything changed so quick, and I mentioned it on the Instagram post yesterday. Just that Texas love, it hits different. It really does. And the people here have embraced me, and you can't ask any more than that from a fan base. In such a short amount of time, it's been very special.
Maarten, I know the season didn't end like you wanted it, but what are some of your takeaways from your first season in Dallas and your first season in the United States?
Well, overall, I think very positive. When I came here, the club, was in a transition phase, I think, and I could see that from the first day. I think also speaking a lot with the guys who are here for a longer time, you can see that the club has developed a lot this year in particularly, and I think this year was full of learning experience, for the next year, where we can we experience all kind of emotions, which we can use, I think, for next year. So I think that's very positive, and I think we can reach with that to higher heights. So.
You know, you're still young for a goalkeeper. How do you think your game has developed as this year has gone on?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think the staff here helped me a lot with understanding the game a little bit more, tactically. And then I think in the build-up phase, I think I learned a lot. There's still a lot of improvement to come and a lot of potential, so that's also very good. And in particular, of course, Drew and the goalkeeper crew that we have here, they helped me really a lot. I think in every aspect of the game. So, no, very positive.
The Dallas Beer Guardians gave you the Player of the Year award. What does that mean to you, and especially coming from a different place?
Yeah, well, it feels really good to be to be embraced in the culture and in the club, and to get that recognition from them is very special to me. It's also something I maybe a little bit missed from the past years, so that makes it extra special that I get it here. And no, I think the band, the connection we have with the group and the fans, I think it's very good, and I think it will even be better next year when we keep playing like this. I think then the energy from us to the fans and from the fans to us, they will create some new levels, so that will be very good.
Matt, obviously the season didn't end like you guys wanted it to, but if you look back at the year, I think there were a lot of positives. When you look back at this season, what are some of your takeaways?
The growth we had as a team. I mean, after last year, we were bad. We struggled. This year, getting a home game in the playoffs, winning a home game in the playoffs, that's a positive step forward for the team. Obviously not the way we wanted to end the season, but, next year we're going to come even stronger.
Nico's first season as head coach, I feel like he created a really positive atmosphere in the locker room, at least from the outside looking in. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's great camaraderie in the locker room. The guys really fought for each other, and the coaching staff really, encouraged that. And great first year for Nico.
You mentioned the improvement from last season to this year. Do you think this year is a big step forward in terms of building to next year?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of new guys this year, and like you said, it's a big step forward. We're gonna have a same group going into next year. We're looking for even bigger things.
Home game this year, a home playoff game this year for the first time in a while. I think the fans were really strong this year. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, fantastic support, probably the best since I've been at the club. The home playoff game was one of the best crowds that I've ever seen. It was loud, it was rowdy, it was amazing.